What's up, everyone? Welcome to Play by Play Tech, episode 10. I'm your host, Max Chambliss, alongside the new face of all Xbox, all access,
you're running out of
Lone
ideas.
Dog Gaming.
You're running out of ideas.
Yeah, I ran out of ideas. I was trying to come up with one. I was trying to come up with one. I was like, no, that didn't make any sense. Oh, well, forget it. Well, here we go. Lone Dog Gaming. What's going on?
What's up, Max? How you guys doing? We're here with another episode, so thank you guys for tuning in. And for the folks that's going to come in, we appreciate you guys. Again, we talk about this every episode. For those who are suffering through the pandemic, we're praying for you. For the ones that are sick, hopefully you get well, and we pray protection on the ones that are not. So we hope you guys are doing okay with all this going on. Continue to social distance, put your mask on, follow the rules, and just, it's only temporary, right, Max? Hopefully we have some sort of medicine or vaccine.
Yeah, we hope it's temporary, so we'll see.
It's just a short-term thing that we have to deal with, but until, it all gets better, let's just be patient and just wait for it to get better.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it is temporary, but it seems like they keep saying that, and it's like month by month, it just keep on getting longer and longer. But like I said, hopefully we'll get there and stuff. So, enough with that whole COVID stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the news. So, what's funny, Mo? It seems like every time we have a podcast episode and we trying to come up with topics, something always throws a bomb on the day before we about to do our show.
I know.
So let's talk about Xbox. So let's start with Xbox because originally we was going to talk about Nvidia and we was going to talk about like a little bit more details with that. We'll do that a little bit later in the show. But Xbox seems to release their pricing, and there's a potential leak on the release date too. So what did you think about let's start with the Xbox Series S. What do you think about the pricing on that?
To be honest with you, I think it's a good marketing position and it's a good move, especially for, I guess you could say guys like me, but I'm not getting the S. But the reason why I say guys like me, because I game in 1440p at 144 hertz, and from my understanding, that's what the S is targeting, along with the price point. To get that kind of power, you need a nice, I wouldn't say too beefy computer system, but you need something decent in there to push those pixels and resolution. So I think as far as price, that all around beats a gaming PC for $300 to be able to push that out of a monitor, especially out of some of the like the one you have, Max. It'd be perfect for that, but I want to go for the 4K gaming, so I'm going with the Series X model.
Yeah, and let's just start off with this. I think Microsoft is a genius, and I'm just like, thank you for releasing the price. That's one thing. This whole cat and mouse, I've been saying it on Twitter, is just like, this been driving me nuts. It's like we're in September, second week of September, and it's kind of like now we still don't even know about pricing for the longest time, and now somebody leaked it. And now Microsoft saying, okay, we might as well say something about it. So I'm glad they stepped up to it and gave us the pricing and the release. It's just the only question is now is like, when can we start pre-orders? But going back to the Xbox Series S, Mo, so you brought up a good point. So with the specs that it has right now, I believe it does 1440p at 120 frames per second. But let's take a step back. Everybody's saying like, well, it's not more powerful than the Xbox One X, which is incorrect. The reason why I'm saying that is because I know people are talking about this whole teraflops and stuff with the Series S and the teraflops with the Xbox One X. You really can't compare the two between both systems because you have different architecture when it comes to AMD, what they did for the Xbox One X, and then the one with the Series S, they got the RDNA 2 for AMD, and then also too the Xbox One X had the Jaguar CPU, and the Series S is AMD's chip, but it's not being bottlenecked whatsoever. So it's not being held back. It's not a lesser console whatsoever. So I want to make sure that people understand that even though it's at a $300 price point and stuff, you still going to get a lot of use for that system. And even though they're saying it's only 1440p at 120 frames per second, you still could play 4K games. I'm not saying you could play 4K games at 120 frames, because that's where the Series X is going to come in. But with the Series S, it's like you still get to play all the existing games that was on Xbox One X that was doing 4K. You can still play them in 4K. It was just talking. This is more caters towards people who. I know we talk about the pandemic and stuff, but it's just with COVID and stuff like that, you're not gonna have a lot of people buying consoles. So this is a good price point especially for kids or parents are buying console for kids who are looking to say, hey, I could do $299, and this is where Microsoft took the reign and went ahead and did an awesome job with the pricing on this one. And those for the people who are not left behind when it comes to next gen, and they could buy it for $300. I mean, it's a win-win situation.
Well, one of our audience members, Stubbs Gaming, shout out to him. Make sure you check his channel out and view him and show him some support, because we do. He's showing us support now. But Stubbs' idea is he wants the Series X. He said the Xbox Series S takes my money, and he said it upscales to 4K. And he said the Series S is compatible to Xbox One in power. However, there's an added technology in which surpasses the One X. And I think that's what we were talking about earlier, right? When me and you were kind of texting about teraflops and how the teraflops is lower than the One X from the Series S. But you're absolutely right with this new technology. They have a way of scaling down the power, have more power efficiency, but also be able to push out perfection of the resolutions per scale, per frame rate, per everything. So and it's a technology we haven't seen yet, right? So
to your point, and that's where everybody's going to have because this whole teraflops. I get the argument that people are saying, like, well, how can we really gauge when it comes to the performance wise, and people are saying like, oh, use the teraflops. Yeah, I don't like using teraflops, because you really can't do a really good gauge when it comes to teraflops, because NVIDIA do their own performance differently and AMD do their own performance. Same thing for Xbox and PlayStation. So it's kind of like it's not apples for apples when it comes to that. And it's just like what people are saying, like, well, I don't understand why they discontinue Xbox One X. That's the reason why they discontinue Xbox One X, because they got the Series S coming out. And the thing is, with the Xbox One X, I have it. I mean, it's a great console, but at the same time, too, one of the biggest issues with the Xbox One X is the CPU. It's like you can't get the full capabilities that you want to out of that system. No. It's because it bottlenecks because of that old Jaguar technology. With the new Series S, you're not going to have that issue and stuff. It's not going to be held back. And you're not going to get lesser performance over the Xbox One X, because people are saying, well, the Xbox One X has 6 teraflops and the Series S has 4 teraflops. You can't do a comparison when it comes to that, and that's why I want people to wrap their heads around that when it comes to that type of performance. Is like it's a totally different technology and stuff, and $300 price point for a system that is next gen capable. That's a really, really, really good price.
Yeah, man. Especially for the performance they're talking about when it kicks out. I mean, to your point, the Jaguar systems in the old versions are outdated, right? Because this is technology that came out in 2013 that continued on for the usual console life cycles, which is 7 years. So you got this old technology where you get a new graphics card, you get a new processor every year when it comes to PC gaming. So when we talk about, you really can't really talk about the performance of the Xbox until AMD finally shows their RDNA 2 technology. The only thing we can go by is that whatever this technology is, you're able to utilize 4 teraflops, but still be able to be way more powerful than the older versions that had 6 teraflops. So, I mean, I really don't have a comment on it until I see it. I mean, we might as well treat it the same way we did NVIDIA, right? We didn't we knew what we wanted and what we expect and what we heard. But until you see how they're doing this, then we can really dig down deep into it. Because I believe once they have their press conference or whatever the case may be, or their unveiling, we're going to have a whole episode on that, just like we did on NVIDIA. And then we'll be able to compare and give you more insights on this stuff.
Yeah. And then Stubbs have another question too, which he make up a very good point. He was asking about will Microsoft discontinue Xbox One S now? And I don't know if Microsoft is going to do that. What I'm thinking they're going to do is they're going to discount the One S and probably make that $150, maybe a little bit more.
I'm with Stubbs on that. I think it's going to go away. You got that One S. That's a very competitive price point.
But yeah, it's going to eventually go away. But the thing is that they discontinue the Xbox One. So what we have as the lineup wise is Xbox One X is $499, and then we got this Xbox Series S is $299, and then we still got the One S. So the One S is probably going to be $149. I don't know, probably $149. So Microsoft haven't made an announcement about the One S. I think they might. I think they more than likely they're going to discontinue. But I think for the remainder of the year, I think they're going to probably still keep the console. I don't know if they're going to make it next year, but I think those are really good price points too. You got the $499 console, which is one of the most powerful consoles you could possibly get.
Right.
Then you got $299 console, which is which will outperform the Xbox One X. And then if people are not really into gaming at all, they could go ahead and just get an Xbox One S, and they could just use it for use it for the Game Pass or whatever, the casual gaming and stuff, and they don't have to spend a boatload of money or just to do a regular setup.
Yeah.
So I that's why I think they may be going to, but who knows? But with that being said, then the next question is price their PlayStation 5, because now they're gonna have no choice to either go buy the $499 for the disc drive, or in the discless PlayStation 5 is either going to be $399 or it's going to be $450. So those are kind of like the only price points that Sony could really do.
Yeah, Xbox has the backbone, right? They have the Game Pass, so they can afford to cut. Their money is not all tied into the system. So whatever PlayStation does, I'm pretty sure Xbox can counter. So we got another one of our friends on here, Ralph. He's saying PS5 is going to be better. You think so, Max?
I don't know. This is the reason why. Because in the news leak that was pricing the actual system itself. So we was talking about COVID just a minute ago. Not a lot of people can afford this, but I think Moan, you was already showing the site itself. But if you go to WindowsCentral.com, they already kind of announced that they're gonna have an Xbox All Access.
Yeah,
and so for people who can't pay for the full console, Xbox have an All Access as a 24-month financing program that signs you up on a contract, giving you the Xbox Series X or the Series S for a low monthly fee with zero interest for 24 months. No annual fees, no installation costs, no hidden charges. Of course, they're going to have to pull your credit up, but I mean, with that being said, you have a low monthly fee, and I think you get the along with that monthly fee, whichever Xbox. So that's something that people may consider doing, because that's going to be that's really cheap.
Yeah.
And you get Xbox Ultimate Pass with that.
Yeah.
With that, if you do the financing of the one of those consoles. So think of it as this way. Yeah, Ralph saying PlayStation 5, blah, 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 blah.
Well, we have a battle going on here. We got another guy saying they're not going to convince them to get off of PC. This is one of my buddies from my job. He said the 512 gigabyte, boy, I'll buy one of those because it ain't no way they're going to get me from PC. So, you got some tight feelings here, right? With this price point per performance and what PC is offering against console. So,
see, that's the thing is about it. I'm not on anybody particular side. I love PC. I love consoles. I'm not PlayStation. I'm not just only a PlayStation. I'm also an Xbox fan. Why you can't just have all three?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have all three.
Why you have to be tied up to only one? That's kind of like my question for your buddy. It's kind of like why you have to be. Huh?
Oh, he's getting at you.
I mean, because I mean, my thing is like, yeah, I mean, great. It's great that you love PC more, but at the same time, too, you are missing out on PlayStation exclusive games. Same thing. Well, same thing for Xbox, but Xbox is kind of like a different monster because they share a lot of stuff with PC. But it's just the same. But my thinking is that why not have three? If you can't afford it, then afford three consoles. I mean, that's a totally different situation and stuff like that. I'm not trying to flex or anything like that. I can afford this. Like you can't. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying is like why you have to be. Why you have to be on one camp? Why you can't just be on all
the comments is on fire today, man. You got Ralph teasing us. He's saying he's asking us about Halo and how we feel about it. You know what? Screw you. Okay. How about that? Screw you. There's gonna be some stupid. How about that PlayStation Now that you can't use compared to Game Pass? How about that?
Yeah. All right, we're not gonna go tit for tat for Ralph, but that's kind of like my feeling. I'm not one side or the other. I'm just looking for next generation in gaming. I'm getting the Xbox Series X. I'm getting the PlayStation 5. I want to get the new Nvidia 30 series card. And so that's kind of like the next thing we want to talk about too is talk about Nvidia. Mon, which car are you thinking about going to get for your? And then we didn't even talk about AMD either. AMD is supposed to be coming out with their new car. So so the good news is that there's a competition that's going to be happening this fall, which is very good, very exciting. It's good for us because now since Xbox released their prices, PlayStation don't have going to have to release their price soon. Either it's going to be this week or next week and do the pre-orders and stuff like that. And then you got AMD is going to be coming out with their new GPUs as well too. So the question is, what prices they're going to price their GPUs to compete with Nvidia?
Well, from my understanding, they're already doing price cuts before they even release it.
See, there you go. So it's going to help us out.
Well, we'll see, right? Because I'm not going to even lie. I love AMD. I even love the graphics card. I've actually never had NVIDIA graphics card until I bought my laptop. I've all been AMD graphics card. I had a 6850 when I first started PC gaming, and then I had an RX 380 or 390 that I built for my buddy and I sent to North Carolina. And then I bought a laptop, and it's my first NVIDIA GPU. And, I mean, it works just as good as the AMD. But I do know that a lot of developers support NVIDIA a little more so than AMD. But there are a lot of AMD optimized games that people do not know about. So with this battle, right now, because I don't know anything about AMD, and well, I do know, but we don't have the full release of what they're capable of and what they're doing. I would love to get to hash out the money and get the 390. I mean, the thing is a monster, and I'm going to need a compatible case, motherboard, just new everything when that comes out. 3080 would be a second option, and the 3070 is probably the most valuable option. It's kind of what they're portraying, right? They want you to factor in price per your value, right?
Yeah, so, price and value.
Yeah, so it's one of these things. Now you got a choice, not like the last generation where everything was just buttload expensive, and it was like you really got to decide on what you want. But now for the performance of an RTX 2080 Ti, you can get out of a $400-$500 card now, and that card was like between $1,200 to $2,000. Like, it's crazy, So
yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, people are trying to resell those cards right. $400 or $500.
Yeah,
because I think they're trying to get rid of it right now because the 3070 is outperforming the 2080. Nvidia cards, and that's is not like a close margin. It is about 20% margin, which is on some of the performance, and what on actual videocards.com, they release even some of the benchmarks on some of these cards compared to the 2080, and it's crazy. It doesn't matter which card you get. Like I say, it's better than 2080, so it's kind of like it's exciting because 3070 is going for 500, and then the 3080 is going at 700, and then but the 3090 is going for 1500. So it is a huge price gap between 3080 and 3090. I know you were saying I don't know about myself. I keep flip flopping between 3080 and 3090.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge price difference. I mean, granted, you are right. The 2080 was going for, I think at the time, a TI was 2000.
It was almost a 2080 Ti.
Yeah, almost 2000.
It was ridiculous when it came out.
Yeah, now you got the 3090 that's going for $1,500.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah. Well, what I'm thinking that is going to happen is when AMD come out with their cards and their price point, I think Nvidia has another card up their sleeve. People are saying it would be terrible if Nvidia have another card that's like $1,000, but I don't know, because it's like I'm just looking at the 3070 is $500, you got the 3080 is $700, and then you jump up to the 3090 is $1,500.
Well, there's a reason for that, right?
Yeah, it's a reason for that, but then you got to think about this too. It's kind of like there's no other cards between that price point, so I think Nvidia is holding back another card.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Just when AMD. That's what I'm thinking they're going to do.
Yeah,
and stuff. I mean, I could be wrong. I really hope they don't do that, because I take that back. I know Nvidia is holding another card. People are saying it's a 3060, which is going to be lower than lower price, like around $300, for people who can afford the $500 card. But then it's kind of like if they have another card that's higher than a 3080, you might get some people that might get upset about that, because it's kind of like, dang, I could have went for a higher card. I went ahead and shelled out the $700 to get a 30.
Right.
So I don't know. Guys, let me know what you guys think about that, the Nvidia cards and stuff like that. I like it. I want to get the 3080 or 3090, but I want to see what AMD is going to do first.
I mean, look at these numbers, though, man. You see these numbers, 100.
Oh yeah,
Jesus, man, 150%.
Yeah, the numbers is crazy. Yeah, the performance is crazy, because on average, I think just a 3080 didn't even do a 3090, but it's 100. The average is 138. 168% compared to
it's across the board,
28. It's just the performance is astronomical, way better and stuff on these what they did to benchmark against. And that's, I don't even know if it's even optimized or unoptimized. So that's another question too. If it's not optimized, let's just think about when it's get optimized. It's probably going to be even higher numbers and stuff. So that's something to consider too. So like I said, the only reason I'm thinking I'm getting the 3080 is because I game on PC, but I really do a lot of gaming on consoles more. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out, but I do want to utilize this monitor that I purchased, a Samsung G7.
I
want to see how. Yeah, I want to see how that 1440p at a 240 frames per second looks. That's why I may get the 3090, because then I could go on a lower not lower graphics, but lower resolution, and then do a higher frames per second. Refresh rate to see what the difference are and stuff. But
so speaking on Max don't know I'm going to surprise him again. I just released a video, man. So he has the new video icon in his window, and here is his new video here that he just released. Oh yeah, I'm putting you all over the map.
Man, you just really put me up. Damn, why you had to freeze it right when my face is?
Well, we don't want to play intro again.
Yeah, that is also true.
So give us a little insight of what you think about your monitor, man. By the way, this video's on his page. Make sure you go check him out.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Please subscribe and stuff. I like I said, I'm starting to get a lot of views, but in order for me to really start growing my YouTube page, if you could just hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, that would mean the world to me. At least I know I'm going some type of direction, doing good or bad and stuff. I'm getting the views, which I appreciate so much. But please please subscribe and stuff. That would just really help me out tremendously and stuff. If you like videos like this, but
so what did it all come with in here at your beginning opening here?
What it comes with? So it comes with it. Let me take a step back. I have to think about this. So with the G7, it comes with a DisplayPort cord. It comes with the cord. It comes with this huge power adapter. This thing is like a brick. That thing is huge.
Yeah.
No, this thing is huge. Just like it reminds me, if anybody remembers this, the Xbox 360 power cord or power adapter. I think it's like huge and stuff, and it came with
I saw of course the stand. You took the stand out.
Yeah, it got the stand, and then it got the adapter for if you wanna have it hanging. Yeah, for the bar. Yeah, for the wall bracket.
Okay.
And that was pretty much it. One thing I can't say that I wish Samsung would have added was the HDMI cord, because I know in the LG when I had that monitor, it came with the HDMI cord and the display cord, DisplayPort cord. So I don't know why Samsung did that and stuff, but I could see they trying to push this whole DisplayPort. But
so what's the HDMI technology in it? Is it 2.0 or 2.1?
2.0.
Okay.
2.0B. Yeah, and DisplayPort I think
1.4.
1.4. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a bummer it doesn't have the HDMI 2. Then the question is that it's only a 1440p monitor, and the question is like, do you really need to have the bandwidth on a HDMI 2.1 if you don't have a 4K monitor? So that's kind of like been my DisplayPort 1.4. It does have the bandwidth on there, but I don't know. I don't know. I've been forth with it because I know other monitors that's going to be coming out this year that's a 4K capable.
Yeah.
But
so this is not an impulse buy for you. This is not one of those early birds like, man, I should have waited, or what do you think, man?
No.
Okay.
No, because when I was looking at a lot of reviews, people did not like my review on the LG. I was getting a lot of hate, which I don't care and stuff, because that was my own opinion. Because it was telling me, oh, you should have hooked this up to a laptop. Well, I don't know why a PC. You should have gamed on a PC and did a demo that way. Why would you hook it up to an Xbox? Why wouldn't you hook it up to your Mac and stuff like that? I said, this is my reason and stuff. I have a laptop, a PC laptop. I know what 1440p looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it looks like when the game. I have no issue with the high resolution. Like I said, the 240, I haven't had the chance to test that yet, but I know it's going to be good. But I was just testing the overall picture. I was looking at how sharp it looks. I was looking at how gameplay, when I game on it, watch movies. And when I was on the LG, I absolutely hated it. Everybody was just saying, well, it's because of the IPS monitor. Yeah, it could have been an IPS. I just know Samsung, with the contrast ratio and the black level, it looked 20 times better than the LG.
Well,
monitor.
That one's quantum dot, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's quantum dot, but yeah, it's supposed to be a full array dimming and stuff like that. But I think it has. I forgot how many zones it have, but it looks good. But don't get me. I still have certain things that I don't like about the monitor too. But I think it's just me being picky. But I was going to get the LG 50 monitor 950-B, and that's the 4K monitor.
Yeah.
But one of the reviews I was looking at, they say, yeah, it's good. It definitely great when it comes to 4K content, but comparing this to the G7 is like the G7 had way more and it has better black levels. So when I read that, I was just like, yeah, I'm not getting that. I'm gonna stick with the VA panel. And it's because the VA, I think you get way more contrast and better blacks, and that was one of the main things why I like this monitor compared to the LG. I can't talk about the other monitors, but I can talk about this specific monitor. I love so much more better than the LG, and even against my my Mac computer, my iMac, because I was doing a small comparison. The iMac looks really good. It's only a 1080p, but the Samsung looked just a little bit better. The only reason is I want to say is like the Mac is better or the Samsung better because Samsung is better because the Samsung 27-inch and this is the Mac is like a 21-inch. So when you have that pixel density and all that stuff, it's like you see it sharper on the Mac because it's a smaller monitor and stuff. So I really can't compare that.
So did you notice any of the special features when you were going through this, the settings and the menus format?
So special feature.
It looked like you corrected the color settings on here to try to kind of.
Oh yeah, I get to switch. Yeah. So I did the cinema settings best on the monitor, and I updated the firmware. When I did that video, I updated the firmware from 1.3 to 1.5, but now they just came out with a 1.07.
Gotta love
so it. It's supposed. Yeah, so they constantly. Samsung is constantly. So, because people was talking about flickering when they play when they game on it, I haven't noticed any flickering and stuff on it. Maybe it's just me, but I haven't noticed it at all. So I could be exempt from that.
Okay.
I don't see any dead pixels because people mentioned pixel. I don't see any dead pixels at all on this monitor either. So I mean that's a good thing. I mean it made a couple weeks when they had the monitor pixel. Right. I don't have a dead pixel. Everything looks good to me. And stuff.
Yeah, it does look good. And that overclocks to 240, right?
Yeah, overclocks to 240.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, 1440p at 240.
So we got another comment. Baron, he wants to know, can we tell him about some pros and cons of the Xbox and the PS5? I don't know. It's kind of one of those personal preferences, right? You got to know kind of what you want.
Well, I'll say this. Xbox have an issue when it comes to exclusive games, PlayStation exclusive games. So I think the biggest drawback is that Xbox. But when it comes to third-party games, I'm going with Xbox Series X, hands down. Like anytime, unless exclusivity when it comes to a certain part of the game, like Marvel Avengers with Spider-Man and stuff. I mean, that'll be.
I'll tell you what though, that Marvel Avengers. So I played the beta on PC, and I got the PlayStation version because I want to play Spider-Man whenever he comes out. But I'm telling you, there's a night and day difference with the graphical performance on the PC versus the consoles. And I mean, it's obvious, right? You know, it's just PC is just superior. But I agree with you on the whole fact of what they're both chasing after, right? Xbox is selling Game Pass, and PlayStation is selling their exclusives. So I go back to it's kind of more, what do you want? I would love to have Xbox to have exclusives. It looked like they're trying to get in the game because from the game showcase, we haven't seen any of the like Avowed and what was the other one? What's the other the game that they keep showing?
I don't know what game are you talking about.
The one with the girl with the paint all over her face and she's already screaming and all this other crap.
Who? You're talking about not Heavenly Blade. I don't remember.
Whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
Godfall or something, whatever the case may be.
It's not Godfall. It's I'll look it up right quick.
Okay. So, but there's a lot of stuff that we haven't seen from Xbox on their first part. Well, you've seen it, but it was basically a cinema trailer, so you don't get a chance to look at gameplay. You got things that's been announced. You got things that's been pushed back. Halo was a huge disappointment. I was really looking forward to that, and then they did not have a good start with what they showed in the in their press conference. So it just had horrible feedback. And then you see now that they hired one of the original producers or developers or whoever to come back from Bungie to help 343 implement and execute Halo right. So you got all these mixed baggages, right? But then on the other side, you got Sony. They have the issues too, where they say they can display 4K at 60, and then you have another article or a representative come out. Well, some games can do that, and some of it is going to be upscaling. It's like they all got their pros and their cons of what they're saying they're going to do, what they're not. I guarantee you, though, all first-party games on both sides will have probably the best performance out of all the third-party games, because that's where they put all the eggs in one basket. But me, I'm going to choose Xbox. I'm gonna have all of them, but I'm getting Xbox first. Because I PC game, and of course when I PC game, I use Microsoft. Microsoft integrates Xbox to the PC. I have Game Pass, so they have a syncing thing where you can either play it on the console, you play it on the PC, and I just get more bang for my buck. And then you got the rumors of Xbox maybe getting rid of their multiplayer subscription, and it all may just be Game Pass based. So we don't know. We won't know all this stuff until it comes out and you get it in your hand. I'm still waiting to see if Xbox or PlayStation is going to show some sort of streaming format, because that's what I'm into. I like streaming. Are they going to have a certain program where you can do other things you can do with OBS or Gamecaster and Streamlabs and all that stuff, which I don't think so. I think they're going to have their own version, of course, but is it going to be a better iteration of what they do now? Because a lot of people don't like just being able to I got one of our friends, Randall, he plays his game, he likes to stream it, but he hates the whole chat bar on the side, off the PlayStation, that black chat part. And then when you type sentences, the words separate, and all that crap. Nobody likes that stuff. So hopefully they have a better iteration of it. I keep saying, I hope they integrate Xbox with Discord. That would be amazing if they did that, so we will see what happens. Or Elgato, AverMedia, or whatever third party streaming company, those titans, they may come out with a card to integrate with the consoles more so than what they do now. They may have something creative. So it's one of those waiting games, right? So if you like exclusives, if you like PlayStation, to be honest with you, I am actually a PlayStation fan over Xbox. But right now, I'm just not favoring them because I don't see them giving me more for my money at this particular moment, because PlayStation Now sucks. I don't like it. And, just like any other company, they have all these failed projects, and it kind of leaves you with nothing. So PlayStation really rides on their exclusives. With this generation, the system is, pretty quick. So, and they had the pricing better at one point. So we all had a PlayStation. That's all we were playing at one time. So, if you like that, stick to that. Xbox is trying to change this whole direction out of the entertainment thing that they tried to promote when Xbox One first came out. They wanted to integrate TV with their UI, but everybody doesn't have Comcast and DirecTV and all that stuff, so it didn't really work that way with their whole live TV service. The Kinect failed, So they're putting all these things, and then you got the xCloud. I forgot to mention that. PlayStation doesn't have a cloud service. They have their remote play, but that's using your PlayStation. You can literally have no console and still play your Xbox from your phone, tablet, or PC. They haven't released a PC version out for it yet, or on the screen of that nature. But so again, comparing the two, it's whatever you decide or what you want to use. So hopefully I answered that for you, Baron.
Yeah, it's Hellblade too. That was
Hellblade. Yes, that's the one I was saying.
Yeah, I don't know why I was coming up with Heavenly 3 game. I don't know why I keep on saying that. Yeah, but that was a exclusive game. And then Fable. That's another exclusive game.
Oh yeah, Fable. I think that's gonna rock when it comes out.
Yeah, so that's gonna. So Xbox is trying to come out with more exclusive games, and then Forza coming out too. But I don't know. I like that's why I can't be on one specific console. I have to have all three of them, because the fact is that with the PlayStation 5, I don't know, Sony always knocks it out of the park with their exclusive games.
They surprise you, even though their technology is usually behind when it comes to this. They still manage to be on top. So.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's like, because I bought Final Fantasy when it went on discount. 7. I just started. I think that great game is great. I think it's phenomenal and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm ever going to see it on Xbox, but that's why I ended up buying it on PlayStation. Same thing with The Last of Us Part 2. You're never going to see that on Xbox, but if anybody played The Last of Us, that game was phenomenal when it was on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 as an enhanced copy. And then Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, it's just like those few games of what PlayStation have when it comes to exclusive game. And the Xbox, like the whole Xbox One generation, I really can't name a lot of exclusive games that I play on the Xbox One, stuff for Halo. Besides that, it's kind of like, and that's the crazy part, because the Xbox 360, you have so many exclusive games, but I just don't know with the Xbox One, it was really not a lot. I mean, you had Crackdown 3, which
it was garbage.
It was terrible and stuff, and then you got State, which I mean, I can't say
I never was.
I was never really a fan of that, to see if it's good or not. But when it comes to Xbox One, is like, I don't know, with this generation, it's just they didn't have no exclusives when it comes to the system. Even with Call of Duty, usually Xbox Call of Duty exclusive when it comes to their season pass and all this other stuff. They lost to the PlayStation. PlayStation got it and stuff, and so that's why you see a lot more people going to PlayStation. Same thing for Destiny. It was going to PlayStation. PlayStation had the exclusive. Now it's starting to change around where Xbox is starting to get that exclusive. Now I think Destiny now is going to be exclusive to Xbox when it comes to certain things now, because I don't know what that is, but it seemed like they're starting to change around, and they're starting to get more of these exclusive type games, but or season pass or characters or something like that. But that was like one of the reasons why I bought a PlayStation at the time, because you had so many original games on PlayStation that I know I just couldn't find Xbox One. But when it comes to third-party games, night and day, I play on the Xbox One X all day long. Anytime it's a third-party game, I get it on the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Now for the PC, for the PC side, the reason why I'm talking about getting 3 platforms, when it comes to streaming, PC is a lot easier in stream on the console. And Mo, you just touched Randall. When you're talking about him trying to stream the PlayStation, you see that black bar. You don't have that issue with PC because you got the OBS software. You got other, you can do whatever you want to do and stuff. And then also too, I mean, the graphics are better and stuff like that. I mean, you'll have of time with PC, but it's just the thing is with PC, it's kind of like PC doesn't have a lot of exclusive games, kind of like how PlayStation does and stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of like it's like it's pros and cons to both sides, whichever way you go to and stuff. But that's why I'm saying I'm getting all 3, because it's just the thing is like each console or PC is you always find something that you like and don't like from the platform. You never have one platform you like on everything and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to do.
What I do want to see
come out, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, what I do want to see come out of this generation, because this will help with a lot of people that want to buy this stuff. If PlayStation, Xbox, and PC developers work together to implement crossplay in about 90% of the games, then it'll be one of those things to where you only need one console, unless, well, I would say the PlayStation would be.
If that's the case, I'm getting the PC. I would say if.
Well, I would say get the PlayStation, because they're still going to have their exclusives, so you also can get the exclusives alongside of every single game that's gonna come out, which would be crossplay. I think that would be a better buy out of all of them.
Yeah, I can see that. The only reason I'm saying is out of my monitor. frames per second at 1440p with the PlayStation 5. I think. Well, I take that back. They probably could do it, but I don't think any developer wouldn't do that.
No, right.
For PlayStation 5. Right. For PC, it's like it's so much customization or things that you can do on the PC and stuff. Yeah, I read it. Like I said, I read it. If they do a cross-platform, I'll just get it.
And then there's no online multiplayer subscription, right? So you just buy the game and you get online. Yeah. I mean, hands down, that's just it. So we have another comment. Do you know about the new Atari that's supposed to come out, Max?
I thought it already came out.
Well, so
I could be totally wrong. I thought they came out not last year. I think it was a year before that.
Well, whatever this is, this looks pretty cool, man. This is my first.
Oh no, that's different.
Yeah,
that's different.
So it looks pretty sweet.
Well, who's going to support it?
I don't know. I don't know. But
that's the question.
It has all these features, right? So when you get into this market, they're going to be competing with PC, right? Because you can do all this on a PC right now. You can play multiplayer through Parsec. You can download any emulator and any ROM you want. And please make sure if you download the ROM, make sure you have the game purchased with you. Any ROM that I play, I actually have the actual purchase, like Turtles in Time. I have that game downstairs. You know, so I don't want anybody to get in trouble. Nintendo is really strict on when it comes to things like that. So, you know, and also if you find these ROMs, don't promote them. Please don't, because you don't want to get in trouble. But on my Discord, I do promote the emulators. You can download emulators. You won't get in trouble for that. But as far as the ROMs, they're copyrighted. So if you have a ROM, make sure you have the purchase. Have I been a good Samaritan? A lot of times I haven't, you know, but just make sure that when you play this stuff, you have the ROMs. But I mean, looking at this thing, it seemed like, so the plus side I see about this is that it's going to be HDMI. That's like the biggest thing with the retro consoles, right? You buy these things, and then a lot of them emulate up to 720p if you get this really nice cord. I can't think of the name of the company, but it makes it look 100 times better. If you ever plugged up an old Nintendo or an old 64 up to your modern TV now, it looks horrible. And then the aspect ratio is not the same. So whenever you buy these consoles, make sure you buy the compatible aftermarket HDMI cord that upscales it, and it has the technology in the box from the game system between the wire and plugged up to the TV, because it does the rendering in the wire. So, you know, make sure you invest in that. I mean, I love it. I do it for my Dreamcast. I do it for my Sega Saturn. I mean, I collect all this stuff. And stay tuned too, because I'm gonna have a retro streaming gameplay one day with my homeboys, and I'm gonna have a multiplayer. So one day we're gonna play GoldenEye, and it's all gonna be over the internet. Nobody's gonna be in the same room. So it's gonna be multiplayer. We're gonna compete. We're gonna just have fun. I'll try to get all of us in the camera. I'll try to get all of us in the gameplay at one time. I mean, you're gonna love it.
Oh yeah. So that would be fun.
I know, right? But looking
slap Sony.
Yeah, that's thing. I mean, it looks cool. I personally wouldn't get it because I'm doing all this stuff already. I can display this in HD. I can play multiplayer on it. I can stream it. And at this price point, I thought I saw 300 or something. Yeah, $389. Not me.
Ooh. I thought it was gonna be like $100 or something.
No. And then I mean, they sell it at places where they normally have it at $100. It's Walmart and GameStop.
No, so that's the question. That's the question. Would you Xbox Series X and so on, or even PlayStation 5 if it goes for $399? It's kind of like, I don't think I'll buy a Atari for that one. So
yeah, this price point, you buy a PlayStation.
Ooh, that's yeah, because it's like, that's great that you get that in the retro games and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's kind of like my thinking. There's only so many times I can play those retro games.
When you play those games, you gotta have somebody play it with you. It's not, when we were little, it was fun playing those one-player games because that's all we knew. It was very intriguing. It kept your attention. So
yeah.
See the Baron he was asking us about. He said, "Yeah, $389. That's a lot for this."
Yeah, I got the same thing too. 300, yeah, that's a lot of money for it. I can see 100 and something. $50 for it, but not no 380.
I wouldn't pay that. I would not want to do all this for free. Even on the lowest powered system that you have, you can have an i3 in this thing and run this at full HD and multiplayer and all that.
And they even copied the Xbox controller. I'm looking at this right. I mean, they even have the button layouts is identical. I mean, they changed the coloring scheme, but
Xbox set the tone for that, right?
I want to buy this.
No, I wouldn't buy it. I mean, it's great. People are going to buy it because they want that, like Max said, the old retro nostalgia type deal. This is a cool feature. The whole, let me see if I can go back up. That is cool. I'm not going to even lie. The whole, whatever this is, I hope that you can do that on the top of this system, or unless this is something that they putting on here for the video. But if that does that on the top, then yeah, $389, I guess.
I mean, but you're not going to look at it. I mean, how often?
Yeah.
Nice
RGB. You stuffed it. Yeah. You stuffed it under the counter. That's it.
Yeah, because once you put in your TV stand, you're not gonna pay. You're gonna get more annoyed seeing something glowing from your TV stand that's going to distract you from gaming and stuff like that. And I'll probably just like,
if you want that, buy you an Xbox or a PlayStation and take an LED strip and stick it on the back, and you'll have that illuminating glow on the back of the wall.
I mean, it's. I mean, if you want to get it, I mean, that's your own money. Because I think my parents still had the old Atari in the basement and stuff like that. And I'm like I said, I never had. Ooh, let me bring out the old Atari and let me start playing my old retro. No, I never had that. Now, Nintendo or Super NES or N64, PlayStation, like the original PlayStation, Sega and stuff, that's a little bit of a different story. But no, even with them, N64, I'll probably do the retro because I could play Mario Kart or Super Smash Bros. Or GoldenEye on that one. But like I said, Super NES or Nintendo, unless they do kind of like how they play retro games, download the retro games and play it on their Nintendo Switch. That's the only thing I would do. I'm not bringing out a system unless it's like an N64 and maybe even Sega Dreamcast. And I'll probably play like retro games from there. No, I want to play Atari. I
never was a fan. I mean, I grew up on the NES. That's, I was born in 85, and that's what was out at the time. I did play Pong. I was born in
86,
I did play Pong and all that stuff. So, I mean, it was fun. But when I played NES, it shut all that down. Duck Hunt and Ninja Gaiden. And, you just couldn't get away from that. Zelda, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that trackpad and stuff like that. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of like, that's the same. I mean, Mona and I, we were almost at the same age and stuff like that. He's a year older than me. I was the same generation. I played Nintendo, Super NES, Sega Genesis, Sega CD. I even had TurboGrafx during that time, which that was a terrible purchase, but it was certain games that I did like on there. But even Sega CD, I thought it was a great system when it had Sonic on there. But I mean, no, I really didn't care for Atari that much. Like, it's nice and all.
It's nice to collect now. It's not expensive.
Yeah, it's nice to collect, but it's PC. Buy those games and play it on PC is kind of like, it's not really worth it to me and stuff. But to each its own and stuff. Somebody might have some use to it and stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to knock it down or anything, but you can do whatever you want with your money. But that's not me. I'm not buying it.
So Max, man, when we gonna get a review on your new chair, your new purchase you bought, your chair?
You
gonna give him a sneak peek real quick?
Oh yeah, I got this.
Look at that, you guys. Yeah, that's dope. So hopefully Max will do a review on that shortly.
Well, yeah, I'll do. I got an unboxing video. It's a comfortable chair. It is. This is the Secret Labs chair. Yeah, I'm doing an unboxing video and I'm doing a review as well. But I do have a couple of issues. And I delivered the chair. The package was damaged, so I'm currently right now exchanging emails with them because I showed them the video and showed them pictures. And what they wanted to do at first is they wanted full refund, but I had to return the chair, and I was like, no, I don't want to return the chair. I think the chair is great, but I just want you to fix whatever you have to fix. Either change the damaged chair with the brand new chair. I don't want a refund because I think for me to go through a refund, I don't want to go through that hurdle and stuff like that. So we'll see. So stay tuned for that and stuff. But I can tell you so far that chair is very comfortable. It's worth it. It's worth the price and stuff. So
I've had my Beast. I've had my Beast for a while. You know, I got an AK Racing. I actually got it from what do you call it? Micro Center. Yeah, and it was very expensive when I bought it. So, but what's crazy is I went in there the other day and they still have these at a lower price. So I was kind of mad. Like, man, I paid like $400 for this chair, and now they're selling it for like $320. Well, I guess I can't be that mad. It's still expensive.
You know, yeah. A gaming chair. Well, I can. Chairs is expensive because the previous chair I had that chair for it was damn near 15 years. Yeah. I literally had that chair was so terrible. Like my wife hated that chair when she sat in it. Back hurt so much, but I didn't want to change that. I was thinking to myself, well, I want to give me a gaming chair and stuff. So when I finally got the gaming chair, I was just like, man, it's night and day when it comes to comfort level. I paid $200 back then on that chair, and I thought it was comfortable. But getting this chair that I have right now, boy, it's comfortable. It's comfortable, especially this I don't know, this memory foam, whatever it has.
Yeah,
it's comfortable. I will tell you, it's comfortable and stuff, and then even the back of it. Let's see if I can turn it.
Scoot up some more. Scoot up. There you go. Yeah, you just kind of no, go back the other way.
Okay, this way.
Well, go towards the wall, should I say?
Okay.
There it is.
This is good.
Yeah, you can kind of see the Batman symbol on the back, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't know if my chair has that. It has the. Hold on. Oh. I don't even know if my chair has anything on the back. I've had this thing for so long. Yeah, it's plain.
Well, yeah, and so for me, my biggest about this expensive chair is because I also work from home too, and it was really putting a toll on my body. I didn't have a comfortable chair, and I hate in that old chair that I had. It had to go. And it's like I work 10-hour days at work and stuff like that on my laptop, on my work laptop, and that was one of the reasons why I bought a monitor too. And it's just the thing is I had to sit in something comfortable and stuff, and that's why I ended up buying the gaming chair because I was like, eventually I was like, let me just go and get one and stuff. But I like I said, I like it and stuff. At first I didn't think it was worth the price, but as I'm sitting in it and doing all the maneuvers and settings to it, I mean, I think it's worth it. I think anybody should buy it, but I'm not giving my recommendation yet because I want Secret Labs to treat me well and replace this chair because there's a gash on the side of it. And then arm right here is kind of bent when it got delivered. People can't really notice it, but if I show a picture, you'll see like, oh, I see exactly what you're talking about. It doesn't bother me, that arm though. But the gash on the side of the chair is really bothering me a lot because it's kind of like you pay so much money for it, you want the chair to be perfect. So it's kind of like I want them to fix that. So I'm hoping that they treat me well and replace the damaged chair with another one, and I'll golden.
Well, you got a better story than me because the reason why I bought my chair because everybody else had one. That was just hands down. I saw all I watch a lot of Random Frank P or TechSource when they do their PC montages or gaming PC setups, best out of 1 through 5. And when you see all these folks from UK and United States and Africa, and they're building these gaming PCs, all of them got the gaming chair set up. And I was like, I gotta have one. And I wasn't even expecting comfort. I just wanted to have one for the looks. And when I sat in mine, I was like, whoa, this thing feels good. And it has the lumbar. You can lean. I can literally lay back in this chair all the way flat and not fall out. That's what I do love about it too. But am I going to ever do it?
Same thing for this. Yeah.
Yeah. Am I going to do it?
Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll
Well, not only that, the wife would be pissed because I won't come to bed. So, so I don't need to lay down and sleep in my chair.
Yeah, you end up falling out, and that would be because of it, because of the podcast. But I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
and stuff. So, but other than that, besides the release and the Nvidia new cars are coming out and stuff, you have anything else?
Nothing. Just
AMD. We didn't talk about AMD.
I'm just waiting on them. I don't have too much to say about them. I'm just waiting on them. I don't want to come to conclusions too early, like we kind of did with the Xbox and the PlayStation, where we kind of had our thoughts on it. I kind of want to wait because I'm hoping they do it right this time. So what I'm expecting, like I told Max before, I don't expect them to have a competitor to the 3090. I just don't. It's never been in their history. But I do think that they're going to have something to compete with the 3080 and the 3070. From my understanding, from what I read online, I think they have a card that's going to be in between the 2070 and the 2080. But I'm hoping that is not their high-end card. I hope they don't repeat that. This new RDNA technology is supposed to be better.
Oh, I don't mean to cut you off. So this brings me up to another good, because everybody was talking about Vega fit. They had a high teraflop GPU card, and they did terrible.
I know. They had all this.
That's why. So that's why I was telling people you can't do teraflop for teraflop because it's not the same performance.
No.
Each
well, that was HBM2, right? That was totally different. It was HBM2.
Yeah, it was totally different. But they had the stuff, and everybody saw, oh, we could gauge this with the when that card came out. I want to say it totally flopped, but it was nowhere near Nvidia's and stuff like that. That's why I don't like doing comparison when it comes to teraflop. When people are talking about, well, the Xbox One X has 6 teraflops and the Xbox Series S has 4. You can't compare that. You can't do that.
Well, different technology.
Sorry, I had a rant.
The technology is executed in different ways. So 4 teraflops may perform like a 6 teraflop card. So it's whatever they're doing in the background, whatever the hardware is that they're able to accelerate a card like that to perform better. Even though something on the spec sheet has more than what the other card has, at this point, the way technology is going, it doesn't really matter. I mean, look at ARM CPUs, right? They're performing like Windows PC computers, comparing to Intel and Apple is trying to revert to that, and you just get better performance. But the technology in it is totally different. Trying to implement a UI inside of this hardware, it's going to be the same with. This RDNA 2 technology it's going to be fully optimized for Microsoft, hands down, because it's going to be in the Series S and the Series X. So get one of those cards for Windows. I think would be a plus. I think that's going to be the major selling point, right? Because everybody games on Windows, and they already have a partnership with Xbox, and they're already working with people from Windows. So let's see. That's why I want to wait. I want to wait to see what they have to offer. I do have my eyes set on the 3090 and the 3080, more so the 3090, but it's going to be a lot of money to need to go out trying to get 2 consoles, a TV, and that card, and building a PC.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, Mo, because you was talking about you think they're going to compete between the 3070 and the 3080. You don't think they'll compete with the 3090?
From the history, it never shows that, but I believe they're doing what they did with Intel. I believe they're gonna start off with whatever this good technology is, and I think the next generation, not this one, is gonna really put a kick in the behind when it comes to Intel. They're gonna release something, not next year, because it's always now graphics cards are 2-year lifespan, because they kind of do what the consoles do, right? Come out with a system, and then they come out with a better iteration of it, but it's the same system. So I think they're going to do that too next year. And I think, if they do that, it'll compete with the 3080. But they did see NVIDIA's press conference. They did see what they have to offer. Who knows if that may have started them on a new project, or use one of their existing projects right now. They probably had a graphics card already built, already ready to show. And when they saw NVIDIA, since they released it, now they can just go back on the hardware and put more stuff on it. So you don't know. I can't. I have to see.
Yeah.
I have no comment on
it. Baron had a good comment. He said, bro, can you tell me about AMD Samsung collaboration smartphone processors? From what I know, from what I understand, Intel used to have a huge in the cell phone market with Apple. Since Apple is kicking Intel to the curb because of all the hacking when it comes to Intel, I think what we're going to see next year is I think Samsung is probably going to use AMD for part of their CPU with their smartphones. I mean for the CPU, for the processor. I'm not for certain, but that's the rumor. That's the rumor because I'm investing in stocks and stuff like that, and I've been reading a lot on Intel, AMD, Samsung, and Nvidia. I mean, pretty much all technology, and it seems that that's what AMD is going to do next. They're gonna come out with their processor for Samsung cell phones. I don't know. What's your thoughts, Mo?
I think if AMD gets into that game, they're going to steal it. They're going to set the tone for the new processors for any cell phone market. And then I think Qualcomm will have some competition. Qualcomm, whatever you pronounce them, they're going to have some competition if AMD gets in there because they can. What's being popular now is the gaming phones. Even though gaming phones is more so it's one of those things where it's just when they put gaming on it, it sounds intriguing, but it may not be that fact, right? Gaming keyboards, gaming monitor, gaming mouse, you can get. Like right now, I have a Corsair. Let me see if I can pull it up. No, I can't. It's locked down. So I have a Corsair that has all this RGB lighting and all these buttons on it. And I paid about $80 for it, where you can go to Micro Center or Best Buy, buy one for like $40 with the same weight and the same DPIs, and call it a day. So it's just more intriguing. But what I will say, AMD will run the gaming phone market. And gaming phones now, where they do stand, they always set the tone of what's coming next because they put this OP hardware in it. So the first phones that had the 90 hertz refresh rate was the Razrs, and then 120 hertz refresh rate was the ROG phones, and then all of the premium phone manufacturers follow suit. So now they're putting coolers on the phones. They have attachments where it make it look like a switch or a double screen and all that stuff. So I believe that AMD is going to rule in that market. They're going to kick Qualcomm to the side. Even though Qualcomm has a really good graphics integrated chip inside the CPU, just imagine what AMD can do with they can use their last gen Vega graphics and put it in a mobile CPU and just blow Qualcomm out the water.
Yeah, that's a good question. So Baron came up about why what was the question? I'll make sure I'm reading this correctly because I'm looking at my why refresh rates is important.
Let me see.
Why don't you go first?
See if I can pull it up. I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah. I could. Are so important because if you game on the PC or you game on the console or even your cell phone, what's great about it is that certain people, like I said, I see it on certain things. Some people don't see it, but a lot of times higher fresh rates are frames per second is better is because of ghosting. Reduce the ghosting when it comes to images, and ghosting is kind of on per scene when you're playing a game or watching a movie. And LCD TVs back in early 2000 was notorious when it came to ghosting. When you see a person move on a screen, you'll see an after image. When the movie was playing, crap out of me, and that's why I hated LCD screens back in the early 2000s. Now is kind of like a no issue, but when it comes to gaming. And that's what Moan loves, higher refresh rate. When it comes to reduced ghosting, you don't see that after image when you're playing it.
Nope.
And so it's good for like first person shooters and stuff like that, where you can easily pinpoint your target or your opponent when it comes to making sure you have the edge on them. Also, to higher frames per second is higher refresh rate, higher frames per second also helps reduce tearing. And tearing is that when you're watching or you're playing a video game and you kind of like move your character from right to left, up and down, sometimes you start to notice the screen start to separate itself in the middle.
Yep.
That's where you see tearing.
And that's the result of an image that process right after the other, and it lands on top of each other. So if you have an image here and you move to the right, your image is going to do this as you're moving. So I mean, here the Doom demo I'm showing, this is 4K at, let's say, 150 frames per second. These are your frames per second. You mean to tell me that you wouldn't want to play a game that's this butter smooth? Like it just feels good. I've been gaming it at this high refresh rate for years, and I can't go back to it. It's like I explained in our earlier episodes. Is when you get to this type of performance and refresh rate and resolution, it's going to be like going from PS2 to PS3 graphics fidelity. When that came out, you never want to go back to them old graphics. It'd be just like from analog to digital TV to HD. Once you touch HD, you're never going back to it. And now with these generation that comes out, when you get, this is in-game footage right here playing at these frame rates. And if you go down, if you get used to your eyes looking at 120, 150, 144, even 240, once you get to 60 frames or 60 hertz monitor, it's going to look like crap to you. I was at Mac's house the other day, and he was showing me his monitor, and the moment I touched it, I just told myself, oh yeah, this is 60. I can tell instantly. And they can tell, they say that the human eye can't really see past 60 frames per second, but I've gotten used to looking at this, and it's a night and day difference. Like I can't play at 60 frames anymore. I have to have something over at least 75 frames per second to get this type of gameplay butter smooth. And it doesn't have to be 4K. Well, this video is 4K, but I game at 2K, 144p at 144 hertz, and it looks like this. And I can't go from it. I love it. I can't go. It's unplayable to me. I just can't do it.
And then also too, what's so good about higher refresh rate is the low system latency. So just like what Mo was talking about. So sometimes you get a lag where, say for instance, you use your controller. I'm pretending I have a controller in my hand, so please bear with me. So if you shoot in Call of Duty, let's just say Call of Duty, and you swear you press the button, sometimes the game does a delay and stuff. So many milliseconds, I can't think of it at the top of my head, but when you press the trigger and you swore that you shot your opponent at that time, and you get a delay and your opponent shoots you, that's why the low latency are so important when it comes to higher rate on monitors and higher frames per second when it comes to GPUs. It's because of that and stuff, because you have more of an edge when it comes to those type of competitive first person shooters when it comes to those type of games. And then also too, it looks, and when it comes to gameplay, when you're playing